Welcome to a lovely morning in Weaverham, Cheshire. My name's Heather Bamforth and I'm here with Cheshire Classic organiser Andy Wood from Weaver Valley Cycling Club. So Andy, when is the Cheshire Classic this year?
Cheshire Classic is on Sunday the 28th of April, so just under a month away now.
Okay, and for anybody coming out to watch the race, where can they find information about it?
Well, if they go to www.cheshireclassic.co.uk, you can also find us on Facebook and also Twitter at Cheshire Classic.
Fantastic. So we've got, this is part of British Cycling's Women's National Series, I believe?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah, part of British Cycling's National Series and organised by ourselves at Weaver Valley. With
it being part of the Women's National Series, have you found that you've got a lot of entrants?
Yeah, we have actually. We've got 2 weeks to go till entries close, and we're currently on about 120 entries for a field of 70. So it's going to be a hard job for me to choose some riders.
That's a fantastic
it's
response.
Brilliant. Yeah, definitely. I'm over the moon with the response we've had.
Well, I think that's testament to the hard work that you've put in.
Thank you very much.
So, but again, women's cycling as well is building on, I think, the Olympic legacy. From what we've seen in the Northwest, it's growing all the time. So
yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, this is my first year organising the Classic. I took over from Terryville last year, and what I wanted to do is to raise the profile of women's cycling. So we set up an advice area which hooked onto the back of the race to offer tips and advice, and we've got professional riders like Sarah Story, who won it last year, and Lucy Garner, Hannah Walker, and then people like yourself and all our Weaver Valley Cycling Club members on there as well, all offering tips and advice. So it's a good place. So if you're looking to get into cycling, maybe into racing or wherever you're at, check the website, there's some good stuff on there.
So do you want to show me a lap then?
Yeah, go on then, why not?
Brilliant.
Out of the saddle, round the corner, we've got to keep on going, find a gear, get your breath, keep on going, little incline and you're away. Good place to attack though, because you can go and hide in these country lanes now. So if we go around here, if you've got 20 seconds, where's she gone? How far?
Yeah. So this year you've got quite a few sponsors on board, I believe, and partners.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got quite a few new sponsors on board, which is brilliant, and I think it just illustrates just how far women's cycling has come just over the past 12 months since the Olympics. The first main sponsor that we got on board was Breeze, which are part of Sky Ride and British Cycling. Yeah. And they're all about improving women's cycling across the UK. So they've got like networks, Breeze networks all over the UK, promoting women-only rides and developing women's cycling.
And I think the point about Breeze is that it's women's bike rides organised by women for women.
When I set out to organise this year's race, what I wanted to do is just use the race, because it's got a good heritage as something where women could come to and pick up tips and advice. That's what we wanted to do, but then Breeze came on board as more of a partner to help us do that, and they're going to be using the race as like an aspirational message to their members and hopefully organise rides out. Yeah,
fantastic. So Epic Cycles are back on board this year?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I mean, great support from them, Phil Weaver and the guys over at Epic. They obviously have a women's cycling team supporting young riders, and they're on board supporting the team prize competition, which is a brand new competition for this year.
So what does the team prize involve then?
Well, basically the top 3 riders in a team.
Yeah.
So we add up all the placings together, and the team with the riders with the 3 riders with the lowest total points win that team prize, basically.
Fantastic. And you've got support from Delamere Dairy?
Yeah, that's a great one. Again, a local employer. It's quite a good message for healthy eating. They make goat's cheese and soya milk products distributed all around the UK in Sainsbury's and Tesco. And they've come on board to sponsor the intermediate sprint competition, which we had last year and was well received.
So how does that competition work then?
Well, basically, midway through the race, about lap 5, we'll ring the bell, and basically on the next time round up the cliff, it's the first rider to cross the line wins that intermediate sprint. So it just mixes up the race a bit, so you're not just going round and doing 10 laps. Yes. You know, you've got a bit something halfway through to get people excited.
And you've got most aggressive rider type award this year, I believe.
Yeah, but again, every year we have riders that either are really entertaining, go off the front, attack, and really get the race going, or you have riders that may be unfortunate enough to get dropped on the first lap, but just keep on going and going and going. And I think there's a place to reward someone.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes, definitely.
So what we've what we're tough to have done is we've got a De Vere venues on board, who have hotels, of course, all around the country. And we thought, what was a better way to support that prize after you have been working so hard, to have a weekend break away.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's the prize, is a weekend break.
If that's not incentive to keep going, I don't know what is.
Exactly. And then on top of that, we've got another major local employer on board in Robert's Bakery. You probably buy their loads of bread in the supermarket. So next time you're in there, it's not Warburton's or Hovis, it's at Robert's you need to buy. Make sure you do that. And we've also got mechanical support from Halfords as well, who will be offering a neutral service and mechanical assistance at the HQ. Every single penny that we get in sponsorship is invested back in the race. So a major part of that sponsorship from our partners goes into securing the NEG, the National Escort Group, to make sure the race is safe. And we also now have a trained paramedic on the race as well, not just your club first aider. So that's one aspect of it. And then any remaining money, once we've paid expenses and judges and things like that, goes all into the prize pot. So
it's really great that you've got the National Escort Group on board, because they do a fantastic job to make the road safer.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was the first year that we had them last year, and they made such a difference to the race. Yeah. I mean, the most important thing for us is to make sure the race is safe. And when we send out a questionnaire at the end of the race last year to see how we could improve it this year, one of the main things we asked was, you know, what would you rather have, prize money or the National Escort Group? And it was just unanimously, you know, we want the National Escort Group, we want it to be safe. And so it's great that we can do that, basically.
Yeah, brilliant. The quality of sponsors that you've got, it's important therefore that you have the best field possible.
Yeah, well that's it. Yeah, we want to make sure we've got the right riders on board, because I've spent so long. Well, it's been like 2 years involved in the race. You do get involved with the forums and on Twitter. I follow every single women's race, even though I can't be there personally. So I know the results, see the reports. So, as well as going through the British cycling system, I do view all the results and making sure that I get the best riders and the best lineup. Because it's important for the sponsors. The sponsors want an entertaining race.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the major turns for an organiser, it's one of the most nerve-wracking. The left turn onto the bypass, very busy. Hopefully it'll be closed. Make sure you're looking out for the marshals.
And this is the point where the National Escort Group come in handy.
Absolutely. So this is it, we're on the bypass now. This is where Sarah Story attacked last year. A couple of laps to go.
Which is interesting because it's different from where most people would think an attack would go.
It does go uphill, this bit. So it's a bit of a drag.
I think there'll be a few people that would fancy the chances up this bit though.
Yeah. But I think you've got to be quite strong to get away.
Yes.
Because it is uphill.
And confident that you can get away in the full sight of everybody.
Yeah.
There's no hiding place down here. But you do have to be careful on this stretch of road.
Yeah.
With it being a busy road.
Well, I mean, we do everything we can. We've got cars with flashing lights, we've got the NEG, but
ultimately, you have to remain safe.
Absolutely, don't go across the white line. Already lost someone this year, unfortunately, in the male events down south. You know, just think, keep inside the white line. So here we are, this is Weaverham Roundabout. No one's ever really attacked on here. It's always,
really?
no.
I'm surprised.
Not in the
by
time
that.
I've watched it, but all tends to stay quite close together on that. And then bang, you're going downhill. You know, you're doing about 25, just easy. So again, good place. Put the hammer down.
Well, the other thing is you can see where your opponents are at. So if there's a break and it looks like they're struggling, that's the other point. So we're now coming up to the turn onto the cliff.
Yep.
Again, this is another place which lends itself for an attack.
You turn left into here.
And you're away.
Yeah.
So we're coming up to where the climb itself actually starts.
Yeah.
Because remember, it doesn't start till you get to the 30 sign.
Yeah. This is the feed zone here as well.
This gets harder every time you go up it. And here we come up to the finish line where the bench is.
And that's a lap.
Not easy.
I'm done.